everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing The Circle Season 7, Episodes 3 and 4. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Not gonna lie to you, it was a slow start, but these two episodes definitely picked it up for me. Deb might be my favorite player. Very messy, but good for television. So we pick up with the aftermath from the previous episode. Obviously, Kevin was exposed as being the disruptor and not picking his flirt man's Savannah. So now he's trying to make amends with her.
I had to invite Gianna
because I knew she was sad after almost getting blocked. Morning, babe. Of course, all is well between us.
She hit me with the morning babe, for crying out loud. Like, come on, I still got it.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just a sad little girl who's obsessed with her boyfriend.
Oh, Fern, you did it again, man. You made it out of this one.
Wow, I am so fake.
As I suspected, Savannah is leaning into this whole, I'm just a girl, help me, poor damsel in distress. And up until this point, it really was working for her. Kevin's gameplay, I don't know what is going on. But spoiler alert, it gets from bad to worse, okay? As for Savannah, she's now going to hold him at arm's length. She's still going to keep him as if he is her number one, but she's starting to expand past just looking out for Kevin, you know? Then we have Rachel. Rachel's not smooth at all. She's immediately trying to get the tea from the welcome party. She has a group chat with Gianna and Jadeja.
Gianna, hashtag spill the party tea.
Wow.
I am also wondering what happened at the party. I'm glad I didn't have to say that.
I spilled the tea that I was blocked on night one. Laughing emoji.
This is good.
She asked us to spill the tea. We spilled the tea.
One of us will win this whole thing.
Alliance? Oh.
Just so you know, you are safe with me.
As long as I'm safe with you.
I'm a girl's girl, and I have y'all's back.
Hashtag rooting for all the girls.
Darian and I have been flirting like crazy, so right now I feel like I'm at the center of it all.
Including Jadeja, to me, didn't make any sense because I haven't seen any kind of loyalty come from Jadeja towards these women for them to want to be like, yup, gonna be in an alliance. Jadeja is like, listen, I'm going where the numbers are. If somebody is pledging their loyalty to you, why would you say no? So I think it's a good move on Jadeja's part. Not so great of a move on the other lady's part, at least at this point. Jadeja has yet to prove to want to even work with them, let alone be in an alliance. So Andy is noticing that the guys are coupling up with the girls in the circle. He doesn't want to be the odd man out, so he is starting to build a relationship with Madeline. Madeline is down. Apparently, that's her type on paper. Poor thing doesn't know that he's a catfish, but hey, maybe Heather can introduce Madeline to Andy in real life. Fast forward to a game that they play. It's a pop culture quiz. It's basically meant to expose the catfish in the circle.
Which celebrity named their child
Rachel.
Which of these athletes have been in both the WWE and the UFC?
Look, it's Rachel and all the guys.
Rachel.
Rachel? How does Rachel know that?
Who of the following was Madonna romantically linked to?
Do we think it's sus that Andy got this wrong?
Makes me question a thing or two about Andy.
Which of these popular abbreviations is a compliment?
Madeline, Kevin, and Rachel got this wrong?
Rachel is not young.
You guys let me know how you would play this as a catfish that's very different to who you are in real life. Because if I was Deb, I would purposefully answer every question extremely wrong. Maybe not every question, but based on the questions that were given, I would answer them totally wrong. Because you can double back and be like, listen, I grew up very sheltered, you know, when I got to university, I felt like everything was just like a culture shock to me. So I'm still trying to get in with the lingo and stuff. Because if you answer some things right and some things wrong, they're gonna overanalyze the things that you answered wrong. Like, why wouldn't you know that? Come on, you're a millennial or you're a Gen Z, like, make it make sense. If you answer everything wrong and you blame it on being sheltered, I feel like you could get away with it. They have the ratings. I don't like that they do the ratings and then they pause and then they go back to the ratings. But anyways, in the ratings, I couldn't help but notice that everybody outside of Darian voted their showmance number one. If they had a showmance, their showmance was number one. And with Darian, I'm confused by that logic, especially because, sure, Kevin might be your number one, but you're in an alliance with Kevin with somebody else. So you don't know where you stand in the ranking as it pertains to Kevin. On top of that, you know that Kevin has a showmance with Savannah. So she might even trump the both of y'all, which makes you second by default, potentially third by default. With Jadeja, you're automatically number one. Rate her number one as well. Darian, please make it make sense because I was confused. I would rate my showmance number one all the time, unless they gave me some kind of concern that they weren't really into me like they say they're into me. But outside of that, like Kevin, number one, when he has his hands in multiple pots, absolutely not. Bad choice. So he then has a group chat with Kevin and Andy where Kevin proves he has his hands in a lot of pots.
I would have loved for our favorite wingman to be there and party it up with us.
I knew Gianna was feeling down, so I wanted to bring her spirits back up.
Wait to say I would have loved to have you at the VIP party if Kevin would have invited you.
You kind of made me feel like you weren't confident in our friendship and you didn't give a shit about us.
Is everybody getting booed up in the circle right now? What's going on?
Him and Savannah. But he didn't invite Savannah. He invited Gianna.
He's on Savannah and Gianna's good sides. And that's a little scary for us.
To me, once you got more than two people in your corner, I'm looking at you like, well, hold on. How many friends do you have here? Because you're supposed to be on my side, but you can't be on my side if you're on everybody's side, you know? Luckily, they all agreed to hunt Rachel because she came off really sus in the game. So they're like, oh, she's definitely a catfish. She's definitely like an older person or whatever. Great strategy for Andy leading that charge because he's obviously a catfish to us, but to them, he's coming off as very genuine. Rachel is not genuine. They now have a common enemy, and this will take away the attention from Andy for a little bit. Now we're going to the ratings. In 7th place was Savannah. Did not see this coming. Did not see it coming at all. I will say again, I do think that Savannah's gameplay is the best, but has she been implementing this gameplay? I don't think so. She said her MO was going to be oversharing, but she's only overshared with one person, with Rachel. Even with Kevin, I don't think she's been oversharing. At least we didn't see it. And then this is going to show up later, but with Gianna, she didn't go and touch base with Gianna after being an influencer. And Gianna's going to hold a grudge over that. Like, strategy is great. Execution of the strategy, not so much. In 5th place, it was joint 5th place. It was Rachel and Andy. 4th place was Jadeja. Darian got 3rd. Gianna got 2nd. And Kevin got 1st. So that welcome party was the deciding factor in this case because the two new people, they were exempt from being voted, but they got to vote. So yeah, if you were in that room, you definitely boosted yourself up, which again, Kevin. No, did I already say this or am I going to say this? I don't think I've said it yet, but Kevin, you're saying that your number one person above everybody else is Savannah, but you wanted to throw Gianna a bone and give her the opportunity to get to know some new people before your number one got to get to know these people. How does that make sense? And it sucks too, because if you're tied to Kevin at this point, your game is in jeopardy because he's tied to too many people to be loyal to all of them. Now, Savannah's downfall is going to be Kevin, and it starts here. Because she wasn't invited to that welcome party, she got voted last because everybody else got boosted up by the new people. So moving forward, we are in the deliberation for the voting. All off the bat, Gianna's target is Kevin's number one, Savannah. Kevin's target is Gianna's number one, Rachel. This makes for a very interesting deliberation.
There's still a couple question marks surrounding him. Her and I are really on the same page when it comes to Andy.
Savannah, on the other hand,
didn't even have the decency to reach out and explain herself.
Savannah, why didn't you explain yourself like Andy did?
Justice for Savannah.
I think it might have to be Andy.
Might have to be Andy.
What would this compromise look like?
We don't owe you anything because you invited us to the party. You chose to do that. Rachel and Savannah staying and Andy getting blocked. What? No shot.
Kevin frustrated me to no end. To no end. This man gave up his entire game. Oh, Darian's my boy. Andy's my boy. Savannah is my girl. Don't like Rachel. Don't. What are you doing? Like, he just handed his game over on a silver platter. And Gianna, of all people, the twins, clocked his game and were like, we're not gonna let him steamroll this vote. It blew my mind that Gianna, the twins, were able to clock Kevin's game. I was questioning their game, but Kevin is just such a bad player that they even clocked his game. The bad player is clocking your bad plays, not good. And now you're at risk of losing one of your alliance members because you're aligned with damn near everybody. Oh my gosh, I was so upset. So then simultaneously while this is happening, the at-risk players are having a conversation and Rachel decides out of nowhere she's gonna be the HBIC.
My vibes are off about Kevin.
I got good vibes with Kevin, so I don't like that.
You're not really playing with your head because Kevin rating high is very obvious.
He is a stand-up guy.
Yeah, everyone kind of understands why Kevin's up there except for Rachel.
I still want to know, is anyone else getting a weird feeling about him? Darian, do you think that Gianna's invite was just game strategy?
First of all, girl, don't call my man out like that. Why you put him on the spot?
Yes, I'm that bitch.
This might not be good for her if she gets to stay.
I think Darian likes to see a little fire coming out of Rachel.
So boom, okay, Rachel, come on with it.
From the viewer's standpoint, this was great. This was scrum dilly yum yum, okay? From a game standpoint, I was looking at Rachel like, Rachel, what is going on? I do like that she's expressing her personality a little bit more because everybody was looking at her like, oh, she's bland. She doesn't really add to our game. She doesn't really add to the game in general. So why would we want to keep her? So being more expressive is helping her. But everybody in this room is telling you, I'm good with Kevin. Kevin is my guy. I have a crush on Kevin. Da 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 da. And you're still going to be on this witch hunt for Kevin. Make it make sense. Everybody is vocally backing Kevin. Nobody is on your side here. That is enough to know, maybe I should back down a bit. No, Rachel is full steam ahead, doesn't give a damn. I loved it for viewers' sake, but bad move. I knew she would be a very impulsive. Have I been saying compulsive? I think I have. A very impulsive player. And she doesn't take a second to just pause and think. She works her game on emotions, and so does Gianna. It's recipe for disaster, but luckily she escaped things because now Kevin has been strong-armed into blocking Savannah.
Damn! Damn!
Kevin, what the fuck?
Shit.
Yes.
What?
This could have been your
is
stepson.
good? You're kidding me. Look, Samson, gravitate.
He's not your stepson anymore. I'm sorry.
You're gonna switch up like, oh, crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Never mind. Gianna was so salty.
She hated me.
Hated you.
I stood up for you. I said Kevin's genuine. I have a crush on him.
You did have a crush on me?
Not anymore.
Damn.
Kevin might be the worst circle player to play the game to date. Yeah. The only other person that I could think of, if you watch the UK version, was Tilly. Tilly was not good. Was it Tilly? I think her name was Tilly. This man exposed his entire game. Voted out one of his allies, his strongest one at that. Has now been exposed as being like a person whose word means nothing at all. And on top of that too, Gianna was fighting so hard in that chat to get Savannah out. If that was the case, I would not take the lead in announcing who was voted out. Why was he announcing who was voted out? Why would he do that? So anyway, Savannah comes to the suite. Obviously, Savannah is Savannah. Poor thing, she actually did have a crush on him. Oh, poor baby. Maybe they could work something out on the outside. But he's now kicking himself because her game was ruined because of him. I still think Savannah had a good game and maybe just needed more time to really work that game. But her game was completely shut down because of all of Kevin's bad moves. So I can't even blame her that in her goodbye video, she had some things to say.
This is me, Savannah.
Oh!
I do think I'm sitting here out of a little retaliation from the first influencer chat I was in.
Keep in mind, there were 2 people in that chat. Bitch, that wasn't freaking necessary, dude.
Anything can happen, and watch who you trust.
Wow, Savannah. She's definitely more upset that Kevin had a fake alliance with her.
Savannah really at me in the video.
Savannah doesn't even know it, but she backed me up.
Savannah calling people out gave me life because I don't know if the producers tell them, hey, you can't say certain things in your goodbye message or whatever, but these politically correct goodbye messages, they just don't do it for me. They really don't. If you want to really push the needle in this game, say what you want to say. Tell those people you're upset. Tell them you had alliances that turned on you. Tell them Kevin is a snake. Tell them all the things. Tell them all the things. And this is great timing. Well, poor timing for Kevin, but good timing for her to feel this way because Rachel just went on a campaign smearing Kevin's name. So now the 2 new people are like, wait, what the hell is going on? You have Jadeja, who isn't aligned with Gianna or Gianna. No, she is aligned with Gianna. Ooh, interesting. I say it's interesting because Jadeja said she wanted to play Switzerland, but she's in an alliance. See, that's why I said, why are you aligning with somebody who hasn't even proved any loyalty to you? But anyways, Jadeja wants to play Switzerland. Darian is on Kevin's side, but isn't really sticking his neck out as much as Andy is. And then the 2 new people are just soaking it all in.
Who do you think Savannah was talking about in her video?
I never had an alliance with Savannah, so it wasn't me.
Gianna! Gianna and Kevin are not friends.
Obviously, this decision wasn't made by one person.
It takes 2 to tango, right, Gianna?
Clearly, they got things to get off their chest, and maybe I should just stay out of it.
Gianna wanted to send one of my bros home, but no way.
Oh!
He's trying to turn Andy against Gianna.
Seems like Gianna didn't actually forgive me like she said. ... Send message.
Andy just doesn't want to be weeded out by the guys right now, so he can't take our side.
Yeah. I'm about to put everybody else in timeout because y'all are acting bad.
You have Garrett who's like, I don't know if I want to be tied to Kevin all the way. I mean, he's going to kind of play both sides. Madeline seems to want to be in Kevin's good books. We'll see how far that goes. But Rachel is standing firm against Kevin. Andy is standing firm against Gianna. Darian is not really standing firm, but I would assume he's on Kevin's side. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I loved it. It was so great to watch. This is the kind of mess that I need. To recap from the chat, Rachel has been accused as being a catfish in the chat. Kevin's alliance has been exposed. Gianna is firmly against Kevin. Andy will have Kevin's back regardless. And Jadeja, along with the new players, wants to play it safe. So Madeline is now having a chat with Kevin so she can kind of join the numbers.
A lot of the girls are kind of fighting with Kevin right now. I want him to think like, oh, she actually has my back. She's not just trying to flirt with me. The girls were low-key coming for you in the circle chat earlier.
IDK why Rachel and Gianna were tripping.
Hashtag any insight ? I wanted to let you know that I got your back. Hashtag detective cap on.
Madeline is not in cahoots with Gianna and Rachel. I really needed to hear that. And I got your back too. I need as many people on my side as possible.
I think it's a good move on Madeline's part to join Kevin, even though Kevin it seems like when push comes to shove, he might throw you under the bus. But if his alliance does have trust in him, he does have the numbers. There's him, there's Darian, there's Andy, there's Jadeja by extension. You know what I mean? Like, join the crew. Now, what doesn't make sense for Madeline is if Kevin is given the opportunity again to stick his neck out for his alliance and he's unable to, you need to jump ship as quickly as possible. So Kevin wants to now recruit Garrett to his side while Garrett is having a conversation with Rachel and Gianna because he feels good about them. He likes the fact that they are just unfiltered, no holds barred, just saying whatever they feel, being true to themselves. Like, he really respects that. So he's trying to get in good with them. Kevin is trying to be in good with Garrett, and Garrett is now stuck in the middle trying to see who he wants to align with.
Oh shit. Kevin has invited you to a group chat. I want to connect to Rachel and Gianna with one last message. Oh my God. Feeling better after we've connected. Red heart emoji. Circle, take me to Kevin's group chat.
Garrett left the chat.
Yeah, that was a little weird that he did leave, right?
Do you think that's a red flag?
Andy and I were getting a band together. We knew it wouldn't be complete without ya. I think my best play here is lean into whatever game Kevin's playing right now. I really appreciate being invited to the band. It feels great to be included. Gianna and Rachel in one hand, I've got Kevin and Andy in the other. And maybe I can sit on that fence a little bit longer.
I think at this point, the best positioned person would probably be Garrett because both sides feel really good about him. He hasn't declared any true lines for himself. If either side becomes an influencer, he doesn't really have to worry because they're going to try to take shots at the other group. Like, there's no way people are going to look at Garrett before they look at their enemies. So he's kind of insulated for a few weeks, or few weeks. I'm thinking this is Big Brother. He's insulated for a few elimination rounds. I think it's a good spot to be in, honestly. I think he's the best positioned person right now. Yeah, he might ride the middle in the votes too. So even if it's one of those blockings where the person who has the lowest amount of votes is immediately blocked, I don't think he'll be the lowest. I think he'll be riding the middle, which is great. Good for him. So Jadeja and Darian have another chat where they make a final two together. It also kind of sounds like they want to actually cultivate a relationship, like a real one, like on the outside. So that'll be interesting. Then we have Disruptor mode activated yet again, except this time it's 2 players instead of 1.
Madeline and Rachel, you are the disruptors! You and Rachel must swap profiles.
Oh!
I don't want to be Rachel.
You must secretly play as each other. Yeah,
This was a terrible risk that I took. I regret it.
I'm really liking this twist. I'm loving it. Because the only thing that I don't understand about the twist is if you stay alive as if you stay in the circle as the person who you were playing as, but that person gets blocked and you return as yourself, like, how does that work? Then wouldn't people know? I mean, I've even confused myself while trying to explain. I like it. I'm so interested to see how Madeline is going to play Rachel because she just got here. So she doesn't know anything about Rachel. The good thing with Rachel is people don't really know much about Madeline. So she could just make up stuff and it'll be fine. So intrigued. I wish this energy was there in the first 2 episodes because I was this close to giving up, y'all. But this episode redeemed it for me. So y'all let me know your thoughts on these 2 episodes down below. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.